Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Just got a little second win here thanks to some tea, thanks to some hot water and a tea bag. And I've been going at it for 5 hours, me staring at the TV screen at all the picks. I got some winners for you guys. I got some losers. We could go over each and every pick. I'm going to be here for about 15 minutes, might even make some more tea. Brandon Rogers, man, I'm gonna say an announcement right now. I'm joining Brandon Rogers for an interview. B-Raj, we got to get it going on Wednesday. But everybody come on in here. I'll try to answer questions. Bills, Aiden Gaming. What is up, man? Buffalo Bills, tremendous. They got a little Marshawn Lynch. They got their own Marshawn Lynch. People forget Marshawn Lynch was a Buffalo Bill. A little Freddie Jackson. Remember Fred Jackson, how good he was? Freddie. That's what happens. Jalen Hurts plays like Blake Bortles. He plays like Rodney Peete. He won't even be a good quarterback in the NFL. But the Bills get A.J. Epinesa, Arku, the Cowboys draft, phenomenal. Actually very good. They get the Canadian Gallimore. They got Diggs. Diggs was considered a first-round talent, one of the best cornerbacks in the draft. You get Diggs. You get C.D. Lamb. You got Gallimore. You got Pop all over the place. Jalen Reagor, the Reefer, all of it on the Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't like their picks at all. Even their last pick didn't even play a down of high school football in Davion Taylor. Now, Davion Taylor could be a good player, but it's a huge risk. The Giants go out there. They get Matthew PEARLTT with a T, spelled Pearlt. He graduated from the University of Connecticut, played football there. He's now going to be added to the tackle rotation. You got Cam Fleming, you got Nate Solder, Kevin Gates, but you also now have Andrew Thomas, Matthew Pearl. The guards are phenomenal. You have Will Hernandez and Kevin Zeitler. They all just got to stay healthy. Tomorrow, it's time to complete the trilogy with a center or in free agency still. You could try to go out there and get a center. So tonight, the New York Jets, I have a lot of Jets fans who follow my channel. The Jets tonight were fantastic. The safety out of Cal is a baller. Denzel Mims getting him in the second round. He's just like T. Higgins. What a value pick by Joe Douglas. Douglas is dealing. Denzel Mims is a freaking stud. He's a clone of Plexico Burress. He's a clone of Plexico Burress. Jalen Reagor, maybe he'll really be good. He's very fast. So little Yankee King, they've been doing everything you've wanted, Justin. They are attacking this offensive line hard with Andrew Thomas getting the left tackle. Tomorrow can complete it. And now this team might be able to have the offensive line of the future. And that's what you need. You need the offensive line of the future. Other picks I really like. The Ravens had a spectacular night. The Ravens get J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State, one of the best backs in the draft, my second-rated running back in the draft. They also get a wide receiver out of Texas, Duvernay. They even get a pass rusher as well. Jacksonville's balling as well with Chenault. Xavier McKinney from Alabama. This kid is a really good kid by all accounts, very fast, and gives you versatility. You now have Jabril Peppers, Julian Love, and now you have the X-Man McKinney back there. I'm on board with the pick. I think Antoine Winfield and Tristan Wirfs, like what the Bucs did. I think Winfield, it was my favorite corner, but they looked at the injury history, and McKinney is a guy, he's a playmaker. He has SEC speed. I think that really is a nice pick by Dave Gettleman. And then Matthew Pearl. If Pert is a player that can actually play on the right or the left side, he could be a guy that could be your tackle, for years. Hopefully he stays and plays tackle for the Giants for 10 years. So that could end up being an absolute home run, terrific pick. Giants, I'm assuming, Andy. Yeah, I agree. Tomorrow, now Curtis Weaver, I think he had some kind of character issues. I can't believe he fell that deep. Zach Bond fell like a rock. Adam Troutman. But really, Zach Bond, I was really excited about Bond. I would have taken him at 36. That was absolutely absurd. Victor, I said the Cowboys draft was fantastic. Giants tomorrow, Tyler Johnson out of Minnesota, one of my favorite wide receivers. Maybe you go out and you get a weapon there at wide receiver, but you eventually need some edge presence. Maybe it's Bradley Anae out of Utah. You eventually need edge presence. Maybe a little bit of Evan Weaver late. Maybe the kid that the entertainer and I have talked about, or it's really the entertainer have talked about, Tuska, and he's going to come on later. I think Philly's had a pretty terrible draft. I mean, Jalen Hurts is a backup clipboard holder at the quarterback position. Jalen Reagor, you had Justin Jefferson, and you had Ayuk on the board. That was terrible value there. And then Jalen Hurts, you might as well just set the pick on fire, because Jalen Hurts, and not Jalen Hurts himself, but the pick, because Jalen Hurts is absolutely horrible. He's terrible. He's a backup Blake Bortles. He's terrible. KJ Hamler going to the Denver Broncos, awesome. And then Lloyd Cushenberry and the corner from Colorado, John Elway, is unbelievable. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's the best in the business. Him and John Lynch are the best in the business. And DaCosta is killing it as well. Same with Joe Douglas. Thank you so much. And I'm not just here to get your subs. I think that the Broncos are absolutely rocking. Curtis Weaver. Now, the thing is, you have to see if Curtis Weaver, he's falling for reasons. He's falling for reasons. You know why he's falling? He's falling, and thank you, Arku, for the compliment. Curtis Weaver is falling because Curtis Weaver has character issues, I think. And I'm not just making this up. I don't know Curtis Weaver from anything. I've never met Curtis in my life, but there's a reason that Curtis Weaver is falling in this draft process. Is Troy Dye from like Appalachian State, or is he from a rural place? Colby Sports, what's going on, man? Your Denver Broncos are killing it. Drew Lock's got all the weapons. Noah Fant, Hamler. The key is you guys just got to temper expectations because the kid's a young kid. And then you get Lloyd Cushenberry on that offensive line with Graham Glasgow, I believe. John Elway is a baller. I know that he selected Brock Osweiler. He finally got the quarterback of the future. Cushenberry is a stud. Exactly. Oh, the Oregon linebacker, Troy Dye. Very possible. I want a guy that could get after the passer. I was surprised, even that kid from Charlotte. That kid from Charlotte is fantastic. Victor, I just live, I'll just say like near Philly. I don't want to give like too much location stuff away. But yeah, the kid out of Charlotte, that was a really good pick for the Steelers. Alex Sports, what's up, man? How you doing? The kid out of Charlotte is a beast for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I love that pick. Chase Claypool as well. Sports Critic, thanks for coming into the stream. It's fun to talk. Giants did amazing. I like it. Matthew PEARLTT, McKinney ain't bad. I'm feeling pretty good. Alex Highsmith, exactly, John. I think that the Steelers are balling with Claypool. Cleveland's draft has been really, really good. They get Grant Delpit, a kid who was a top 5 talent last year. You pair him with Greedy Williams. Your coach was on the live stream doing crazy stuff, but that is Kevin Stefanski. And Cleveland, I like Jedrick Wills. He's really, really talented. Kobe, you got to make the playoffs. With this defense, with Jarrell Casey now, with Vaughn and Bradley healthy, you got to make the wild card. The Raiders had just one of the craziest drafts tonight. They get Lynn Bowden, Brian Edwards. I think the best draft. I really love what the Jaguars are doing because Chase Son is one of my favorite players. Then they also, I think they got a defensive tackle as well. So I'll tell you who's balling. The Broncos are dealing. In terms of value and in terms of a lot of picks, the Raiders have a lot of picks. I would go with the New York Jets because they get Denzel Mims. They also get this kid out of Cal. So I really think that they're having a nice draft. But the Broncos, to me, are my favorite draft. The Ravens are having a kick-ass, outstanding draft. Patrick Queens, J.K. Dobbins, the wide receiver out of Texas. And then if you go back to yesterday, the Niners are dealing, the Cowboys. So there's a lot of teams to choose from. The Eagles have had a really bad draft. Let me think of who else has had a bad draft, because that's actually more interesting. Who has sucked? Because I don't even think the Bengals have sucked. They've gotten T. Higgins. They draft the Wyoming linebacker. Jesus, Zach Bond going to the Saints with Adam Troutman. Oh, the Packers, 1,000,000%. They draft a running back in the second round. Don't understand it one bit. Don't understand it one bit. The Tennessee Titans are having a very, very weird draft. Tennessee, I don't love what they're doing. Houston, average, bad draft. They barely have had any players. Houston's just sucky. Who else is there in the draft? The Raiders, I think they're doing fine. They're getting a lot of weapons for Derek Carr. The Patriots are having, I'd say, an average draft, but they're still getting so much capital. The Seattle Seahawks also took Darrell Taylor. The Chargers, I think the Chargers are having a good draft. I think the Jets are actually having a very, very, very good draft, actually, Victor. So I sound very repetitive here. Very, very repetitive. So I agree with Seattle a little bit. Darrell Taylor, Jordan Brooks. The Finns have been a little bit weird. I agree with you. But they've taken a guard. They've taken a defensive tackle. They've had so many picks. I wouldn't say it's been a disaster, though. Now, Denver's been balling. Lloyd Cushenberry. You then get a slot receiver. You get Jerry Jeudy in this draft. Cortland Sutton. Jerry Jeudy, the interesting thing about Jerry Jeudy in that interview, he was very tired. He sounded disinterested. Jerry Jeudy. I think Cortland Sutton, it's going to take some time for him to adjust to Denver. Hamler's a good player from Penn State, and you needed a slot receiver. Now the offense is absolutely fantastic because you got Noah Fant as well. Denzel Mims is a complete stud for the New York Jets. Keep the questions coming. Tyler Beatis from Wisconsin would be a hell of a pick, and it would complete the trilogy. It's the last piece of the puzzle. Running back, maybe Pirine if he's there in the 7th round. I'm not really sure, actually. DJ Dallas or the Dallas Cowboys draft. Because the Cowboys, it's boom or bust. You know, you're going to have to see how Diggs is. Neville Gallimore is a very highly touted player. On paper, it looks excellent, but who knows how the characters will all fit into the Dallas Cowboys. Who knows how the characters will fit in. On paper, the draft looks unbelievable. Yeah, I think they're going to need some tackles eventually. Harrison, I've liked it. Matthew PEARLTT, Curtis Weaver. The Giants just need an edge rusher eventually, but these offensive lines getting solved. You don't build Rome in a day. It's a very slow approach, and I love it. And Matthew PEARLTT. I think Rager is fine. I just don't think the value's that good. He drops a lot of passes. Maybe so, Victor, because apparently the Eagles might want to move on. Dak certainly has more help now than Carson Wentz. Thank you for the comment from Canada. 150, I'm so excited. Maybe an edge like Bradley Anae. I'm going to have to look at the prospects that are still there. I wouldn't say they're contenders yet. I just don't know if I could put Drew Lock in that team as contenders. I'd say maybe divisional playoffs. So, you know what? Maybe divisional playoffs. Their expectation should be playoffs. Wellington, I can't believe they got hurt. What a crazy thing. Why don't you like Epinesa? He would have been there in the 1st round. Epi is an absolute beast. AJ Epinesa is a stud. Epinesa is a hell of a player for the Buffalo Bills. You also get Marshawn Lynch, .0, and Zach Moss. Epinesa is fantastic. You add that to Jerry Hughes. Now you have Ed Oliver and Epinesa. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, Connor Burke, man. Your Ravens are balling. The Bucks, balling. The Bucks, I think they got Keyshawn Vaughn, running back. Winfield, my favorite safety. Tristan Wirfs, one of my favorite tackles. Harrison, he's on his last leg. He's only here to warm up. He's warming the bench for Matthew PEARLTT. Titans, I didn't love their draft. I'll tell you why the Sports Critic, they did it, because the Miami Dolphins wanted Tristan Wirfs, and the Bucks needed to secure him. How's it going there? Exactly. The X-Man is back, baby. The X-Man is back. We got two X-Men. You got Xavier McKinney, and you got our boy X-Man O'Sheminez. It's going to be fantastic. Going to be a lot of fun. I think Joe Judge is the guy because he's very meticulous about how he goes about his work. There's no stone left unturned. He's looking at every process of the operation. He's not an offensive guy. He's not a defensive guy. He is the CEO. He looks at everything. Cincinnati Bengals. I like the draft a lot. The kid from Wyoming, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, really good picks. Sports Critic, man, I'm freaking pumped. I'm pumped about the Giants. Thanks for coming in. It's tough. I don't know which teams have really sucked. The Eagles have been really bad. What teams have been terrible? What teams have been bad? I don't know. The Saints have been good. The Texans have been bad. Jake Fromm and Eason. Jacob Eason still being on the board. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Harrison, I don't know if I agree with that because the Raiders, you got Lynn Bowden, you got Brian Edwards. Thank you so much, Sports Critic, for the subscription. The Patriots have kind of just been meh to me. I actually don't think the Patriots have been that good. Jacob Eason, I can't believe he's still sitting there. Jacob Eason is star talent, I think Judy is the best pick in the draft. Just Jerry Jeudy needs to get acclimated to Denver. He needs to be in the culture of the team. Last night, he didn't look enthused to be going to Denver. He was sad he got picked later. Appreciate the compliments. I agree, Connor. You got to put pressure there with Jacob Eason. I thought Eason could have went to the Lions. Jake Fromm is a clipboard holder, backup quarterback. Love the kid, but he's going to be a backup quarterback at somewhere. And I think he's going in the 4th round somewhere, maybe to the Raiders. Cushenberry. Cush. Exactly. The 2 tight ends. Very, very true. Just a lot of picks. And again, I think Albert O is one of the really good tight ends. Sports Critic, that was the worst pick of the draft, Jalen Hurts to the Eagles. You already have Carson Wentz. Hurts is not a good quarterback. I watched a lot of Jalen Hurts. He's not very good. Eagles have had the worst draft. Redskins, too, very mediocre draft after Chase Young. Very mediocre. I agree, and that's why we got to go with Tyler Johnson tomorrow. What a day. I think the Jets won. I think the Raiders, so many teams had the Broncos. The AFC West, I love how they draft. I love how the Chargers picked yesterday. Yep. The tight end Moss is still on the board if you want to explore Evan Ingram options. Gandy Golden. Very, very true. Great point. And Curtis Weaver, he must have character concerns. Let's go up to 20. Got 2 more minutes left of rapid fire. It's been fun. It was a fun night at the draft. So many running backs left. Packers. Gandy Golden, Alex. Gandy Golden. Absolutely. Joe Douglas tonight did well. Epinessa's it was a great player. Peoples-Jones. I think Van Jefferson went. Where did Van Jefferson go? Somebody took care of that. Somebody take that. Vikings had a pretty poor night tonight, actually. I don't think they made any great picks of notes. Oh, the Rams. Rams, actually, they got Cam Akers. Rams got a little bit of talent. They also got a good edge rusher, too. Rams made some plays tonight. But I love this. The Saints getting Zach Bond at that spot, truly shocking. The Jets getting Denzel Mims. If Josh Jones turns out to be great, that could be very interesting. But it was very suspicious why Josh Jones fell. Terrell Lewis tonight. I think maybe the Rams took Terrell Lewis from Alabama. I thought the Cowboys were going to get Terrell Lewis. Connor Burke. I think that Dobbins is the second best running back in the draft to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think the Colts tonight, I actually did not like the Colts picks at all. Michael Pittman, I think, is just average. And then Jonathan Taylor, not as high as him on everybody else. So I'm out on the Colts. The Cardinals, I'm not in love with their draft. Carolina. Carolina gets Jeremy Chin, little Southern Illinois Saluki from Little Egypt, Carbondale, Illinois, Jeremy Chin. And also the Panthers get Yatir Gross-Matos. They're getting some defensive horses for when they're going to get Trevor Lawrence maybe next year. Yeah, Pittman's very likable. I just don't see him being that dynamic. I really don't. It is. But the Cowboys, you know, if Diggs plays well, much needed cornerback for them. Yeah, I mean, the Virginia Tech guy, they're really making a point about Rob Gronkowski. Really, Colby? Oh, man, so you must be an Illinois kid, man. That's absolutely spectacular because Brian Mullins and the SIU basketball team, I love Southern Illinois. Kyle from Lenore Rhine. Yep, Dave Gettleman is bringing us home. Exactly. All right, guys, fun time, 21 minutes in time. Really fun having you guys aboard for a little stream. So you guys were very great, receptive, quick questions. I really appreciate it. Go back and watch it to hear the thoughts. Take care, guys. Thank you again.